Tuesday, and I only popped down the plot to do a bit of watering in the greenhouse because I kind of did myself in a little bit at the weekend. But whilst I'm here, I thought I'd have a quick look at my raised bed and things I planted in here only a few weeks ago are coming up quite nicely now. Anybody know what causes this chiselling on the outside of the Swedes? Because they all seem to be suffering with it. I mean, I've pulled a couple of Swedes in the last couple of weeks, and they've given me a good few pounds of stuff to put in the freezer, and they also went in my lamb casserole the other day. And believe me, they're really tasty. So, you know, I know people say you should always give them a frost. Look at that onion, that's a beaut. Stick that over there. Take these down with me in a moment. Alright, so there we go. That's the raised bed. This chap's been in and sorted his out because it was a bit of a mess at the weekend, but he's pulled all the weeds out and he's got a few beans growing on there, so that's coming along nicely. And if this young man, John Selwood, doesn't come and pick his marrows soon, they're going to end up as bird food. And he'd pull in. This plot hasn't been touched for a few weeks now. Everything's going to seed. Shame, because there was some nice nice broccoli growing there. He's got carrots here as well. I don't know how good the carrots will be in this soil because it's very rough soil. You need a good sandy soil for that. This one here hasn't done much since the strawberries finished. In fact, it's full of weeds now and a couple of onions growing here, so that's good. He's got a lot of side shoots coming off his strawberries here, dropping down to the ground. They're not going to root there. There's concrete slabs at the bottom. There we go. My El Santas are starting to flower again, so they'll be coming into season soon. A few broad beans here, and something that's resistant to butterflies, but then again some things are not. It's the way it goes here. These lettuce have gone a little bit too far for my liking. Oh dear. And I just met Linda just now. She came up to do a bit of weeding, and she's also done some watering in the polytunnel. She said that a lot of the tomatoes in there are getting a bit out of control, so let's have a quick look and see what she means. Because I think last time I was here there was an awful lot of side shoots. She did say she's pulled a few off to help the people. There's an awful lot of people leave their stuff to go to seed in here. I think the novelty wears off after a while. These look like a nice little miniature cherry tomato here. There's one coming to ripeness there. Just the one. Everything else is a little bit underripe. But you do need to pull some of the branches out to let air get through there. Otherwise you end up like one of the plants further up the plot, or one of the plots further up the allotment site, where they've actually got real problems and they've got blight in their greenhouse with their tomatoes. mainly because they didn't thin them. Right, well, the cucumber vine is doing well, but I don't see much fruit on it. Oh, there's no cucumbers on there. It's the same variety I've got growing outdoors, and mine have actually got some little cucumbers, unless they've just pulled the crops. There's a flower, 2, 3, 4 flowers. Or are they tomato? Oh, they're cucumber flowers. But they're tomatoes. Oh, I wonder, are these cucamelons? I don't know. Although this doesn't, no, this is a tomato plant, definitely. So, yeah, there we are, lots of them there. Oh, look, marrows. There's one down there. As I say, Linda's been round and watered the greenhouse. Now I'm surprised here. My outdoor sweet corn is far more advanced than this indoor one. Mine are 5 foot plus tall now, and these are barely 2 foot. So that is a real surprise. This greenhouse seems to be absolutely loaded with tomatoes. Tomatoes everywhere you look, and big bunches of them. There's going to be some lovely crops here. I was asking about one of my tomato plants a little while ago, and people were telling me it was a plum or it was a pear, or, you know, unfortunately the first one ripened, and I went to pull it this morning, and something has been right through the base of the tomato and literally hollowed it out. I'll grab a photograph of it. I did throw it on the compost heap this morning, but I think I'll get a fit picture of it for posterity, just to see if anybody can actually identify what went wrong. Right, as I say, I'm not doing much today. I'm just taking these onions down to my shed, and then I'm going to water the greenhouse, have a quick look round the plot, see if anything desperately needs doing, and head for home. I've got Marley with me today, haven't I, Marley? Marley? Yes, you're my little baby, aren't you? He's a good boy. He's a good boy. He went straight under the tarpaulins up here looking for rats this morning, so he's manky. Guess who's having a bath when he gets home? Do you want a bath? Do you want a bath? No, you don't like baths, do you? Unfortunate as it may seem, you're going to have one. Right, time to go down the plot. Back with you in a little while. Lots of, we call carrot seedlings popping up in that pot, so that's a good sign. These cosmos are getting a little bit too big. Well, they are a little bit too big for the pots. Need to be moved on. Lots more carrot seedlings popping up, plus the occasional weed seed. My radish seeds look as though they're almost ready to harvest. And a few more carrot seedlings coming up here. So that's good. It's going to be a good second batch, if nothing else. Right, in the greenhouse. Right, we had a really good soaking at the weekend. It was mostly a drizzly day yesterday, although we did have some late sunshine. Yet this plant is drying out yet again. You can see the leaves curling, and it's sad to see. Plenty of crop on it. Same here. It's just, I mean, I've even left the skylight open in here and the door, so it's not as though it's short of air. I've been round and picked a few side shoots off today, and still grabbing more as we go. Right, so again, most of the plant is thriving, but there are little parts of it where the leaves are actually starting to wilt, and we'll have to do something about that. There we go. Look at this. That's wilting. There's a side shoot coming out there, and we'll take off this big one. We've only got one tomato on that truss. It's strange. Yet we go to the next plant along It's absolutely full of fruit. Fruit everywhere on it. Although we do seem to be getting 3 to 4 tomatoes per truss on this one, but it's not a fantastic amount. I mean, some of the ones I've seen outdoors have got a lot more fruit on them. Obviously they're going to take a bit longer to ripen, but nevertheless they're coming on well. Now these are the ones I put in last weekend. There's one of my melons there, seems to be established, as are the tomato plants. Now these ones aren't shriveling up, but if you remember, I actually split the bags lengthways, gave them a couple of gallons each before I put the plants in, and then watered them in afterwards. And well, the melons and the tomatoes seem to have established quite well. The tomatoes are actually climbing quite quickly, so we'll need to sort them out. And as quick as I put them in, they're developing side shoots, so there's definitely a lot of life in those. I can't see much fruit coming off them this year because they went into the ground much too late, but nevertheless you should get something. There's another side shoot coming out there. No, that's a truss. There's a side shoot. I got one out. And in this one, the strings there, it seems to be quite a healthy plant. Right, so we just got to let them grow. I can't put the sweet corn out today. I knackered myself last weekend, and it basically means I'm on light duties at the moment. Basically all I'm going to be doing today is watering and a little bit of tidying up, like I'm doing at the moment with the tomatoes. Can't do a lot else. Right, Marley's with me today, but it's gone a little bit sunny and he gets a bit too hot in this sun, especially as he's now growing a thick coat. Still, he gets his hair cut next week, so he should be a lot better off then. I think he's here somewhere. Oh, there he is, hiding down there in the shade in the path. There we go. Well, those suckers that I took off the strawberry plants have well and truly established themselves. That's only a matter of a few days, so they're coming along well. So I should have an abundance of strawberries on this bucket next year as well. Something rattling in my watering can. I was wondering if it was possibly a snail bouncing about, but oh, there it is. Right, it was me knocking the top off that pot. Right, well, Merv has certainly been taking a few tomatoes out of his greenhouse. He's doing really well. He's told me to stick some banana skins in mine to help with the ripening. My sweet corn, as I said, about 5 foot, possibly even 6 foot. The peas, well, there's still peas podding. I haven't seen a sign of a single bean yet, but Pierre gave me a few the other day, so I've got plenty of beans at home. More peas podding on the end there. They're going to be a few days before they're ready. Strawberries are spreading out into the garden, which they do. I'm going to leave them to root and then move. There we go. A bit windy out here, but not too bad. What we've got here, purple podded peas, another one growing. It's alright, Marley, I'm still here. He hears me talking to myself. I think he thinks I've gone mad. There we go. Yeah, so still no sign of any beans. There's not even a flower on the Blue Lakes. I think it's too late for them to produce anything now. Not even a pod of peas to pick today. So obviously all the rain at the weekend hasn't helped. We need a bit of sunshine as well. We're going to have to start pulling up some more potatoes. I think by the weekend I'll be digging some up. Get some more shallots out. I've got 4 more buckets of shallots, so that should see me through. The ones in the main crop are wilting a little bit at the back, so I must keep an eye on those. The the tops are dying off, which suggests that they are getting ready to harvest, but they've not been in long enough really. Hey, by gum. Now, while I'm standing here, even the water butt isn't as full as it should be, considering all the rain we've had. It's quite low. I mean, I filled these up a couple of weeks ago, or even just over a week ago, and now it looks as though it needs filling up again. Right, everything over here is growing well. Tomatoes, as I said before, they're thriving. Alex, definitely not blight, my dear. It's just bruising where it's been battered about by the wind and rain. Now, let's see if we can see what's on the bottom of these. It's been suggested they're turnip, but as I haven't planted any turnip, I really don't know. There's no sign of any root at the bottom. Those are definitely brassicas, probably greyhound cabbage, and the ones in the middle are swede. I've had some good swede already this year, so I'm looking forward to a few more. I don't know, maybe broccoli these, maybe broccoli. Still no sign of more than a couple of seedlings for my new sowing of beetroot. Radishes are coming up well. The weeds are coming up well between them too. So there's a few radishes to still be got in here. I don't know if you can see them, but they're the French breakfast type, the long ones. I'm not sure what that is growing there. Looks like the same thing as these. Calendula. They certainly attract the bees, that's for sure. I wasn't impressed with the honey from the site the other day. I mean, it was a freebie, so I'm not complaining, but I've had much better tasting honey. It just isn't as flavoursome as I would have hoped for a pure organic honey. But then you can't really say it's organic, can you? Because not everyone on these allotment plots grows organically. Still, that's it. Just going to do a bit of watering now, and then I'm off home. I just thought I'd point out there's plenty more flowers on the cucumbers. So these ones are 2-3 weeks behind the other ones. So as you can see, they're a lot shorter. Potatoes are still going well here. Some of the foliage is dying back there. I really hope this is not blight coming into my plot, because there are 1 or 2 people up here that save potatoes when they've been struck with blight and then plant them the following year for seed, which is a bit dull, but apparently they've been told and they don't seem to appreciate what they're doing. I mean, most of them are healthy looking, but there's some of them are looking a little bit bedraggled there, withered. So fingers crossed it's not going to be anything serious. They look like they're burnt. That definitely looks a bit blighty to me. If so, it's going to be a real shame, because I've got so many spuds here. This was my main crop, and I'll be devastated if I can't get anything from it. Give it a few days to check. I'll take all the dead stuff off today, and hopefully it's not going. There's no sort of marks on the stalks. It's all on the leaves. So maybe they've survived whatever it was, but I don't know. It's so hard to tell with potatoes. You get a disease and the whole lot go. I should be really upset. My tomatoes are surviving well. There's no sign of any blight on them, but because of their proximity to the spuds, then if the spuds get it, there's a good chance they will too. Got some lovely fruit on these. Just need ripening off now. And that one doesn't look particularly healthy at the bottom. It's gone brown, as are the ones below it. And there's nothing wrong with the actual plant. The plant looks healthy. So we might have to discard the fruit off that one. Down here, we're fine. Look at this, beautiful. I've got no shortage of tomatoes. Just like to see them go a bit redder, a bit sooner. Let's get rid of that. So many different varieties of tomato here. I haven't got a clue what's going to be on which plants. I've got everything from little cherries to beef eater type tomatoes, or big beef tomatoes. Oh dear. It's depressing to see all this damage. I just wish we could get some stable weather, you know, a good little bit of sunshine, maybe rain at night. But we're getting hammered by wind and rain at the moment, which is not doing any of these crops any good. Still, plod on. As I say, that's it for today. I'm just going to go water in the greenhouse and I'm off home. Bye for now.